Good morning everybody, welcome back to Cilinix Crypto and welcome to this new video on Ethereum. We'll be taking a look at the technicals, we'll be taking a look at what happened in the last 24 hours. We were actually quite bearish even though Ethereum is still holding on fairly well, as you can see, but throughout the markets we actually had quite a lot of bearish momentum. So we'll talk about that, we'll talk about the effects on Ethereum of that, and just in general everything you need to know. So let's get right into it. I think most of you know that the markets were not doing that well during the last 12 hours or something. Ethereum is also down a little bit, but not too much. I mean, you can just see these moves were pretty correlated throughout the entire market. So around 4 p.m. yesterday and around 4 a.m. today, in my time zone at least. And it seems to be some sort of an institutional sell-off. In Monday, there's quite a big chance that quite a lot of institutions and whales bought in, and it seems like they're dumping some of their profits, or dumping some of their cryptos at least. Whether they made profit, it depends on when they bought. But that seems to be going on, because if you actually take a look at the dollar strength index, short was bullish yesterday, but not that bullish, and it seems like we're going to drop down with that, so that would be bullish for crypto. And just in general, after the speech by Jerome Powell, we got quite a lot of bullish momentum back to the markets. So this really seems to be some institutional selling. Now that's positive and negative. It's positive because that means that there's no bigger trend, not that we know of at least, that's pushing us down. It's not macroeconomic circumstances or anything. The bad news is though, it can continue. We don't know how many institutions want to sell still, so it could still very well continue, and that's what we're also going to analyze. Now, I also wanted to show you a little bit of fundamentals about the Ethereum network, which I don't do a lot, but sometimes I try to do that. And you can see that Ethereum is still, I mean, obviously it's the biggest blockchain, but you can also see that basically ever since the end of January, in the beginning of February, we actually have an uptrend in the daily transactions, which is kind of circular. As you can see, it's just going up and down. But it's a good sign that we are relatively high in the daily transactions. And the total value locked has also been, and most of you know that, but has since the beginning of January has been in an uptrend with a new high around $29.5 billion made yesterday. So Ethereum is still doing very well. Obviously, the Shanghai upgrade is also coming in March. So the big thing right now for Ethereum really is, can we hold this support level at around 1600? It's actually quite a miracle that we're still above that, because Ethereum was not even that strong, as you can see. Excuse me. So hopefully I cut that out, but Ethereum wasn't even that strong in the last few weeks, as you can see. But we're holding it very steadily right now, and I actually think the most likely scenario is that we will be able to hold this. All right, so that we will consolidate between ultimately 1590 and 1680. I think we'll be able to do that. I mean, the institutional selling worries me a little bit, because it could very well mean that we could also drop down through this level and drop down to 1550, 1540. It's 100% realistic. It's just not what I expect. I still think the markets are fairly bullish. I still think we're expecting bullish momentum ahead of the inflation rate next week. And I think Ethereum is doing great, and it has some great bullish fundamentals on its own. So that's why I think we'll be able to hold that, and then at some point in the next week we'll be able to also talk about breaking above 1680. Not right now, but somewhere we will be able to talk about that again. But for now, this is what I expect for Ethereum, together with some fundamental aspects around it. If you do have any questions, let me know. But for now, take care and bye.